Stampers, Kim from stampingandperfection.com. Welcome to my craft room. I wanted to create a quick, fun holiday card for Halloween using this Freaky Friends stamp set, and Stampin' Up! Has paper, designer series paper. This is from the Motley Monsters designer series paper, and I love this paper. I love this witch. I love how colorful she is, and I love how this stamp set coordinates with this set of monsters. Plus you get the eyes in here, and you can do a lot with those eyes for Halloween. So I think that seems like a lot of fun. So I'm starting with a basic black card base, and this is cut 5.5 by 8.5. I scored it at 4 1/4, and I'm just going to put that aside. Then I have a piece of crushed curry cardstock. This is cut 3 3/4 by 5. I have a piece of the Motley Monsters. This was a scrap piece I had. It's 3 3/4 wide by 2 inches this way. And so those are the papers that I'm starting with. I'm taking this little monster, and on the paper he's shown in the crushed curry color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp him randomly toward the top of this piece of crushed curry. So I'm just going to stamp him, and he's going to make some great background images. I'll stamp off in places, you know, just like that, and I'll just stamp him a few times just to give myself a background. So now I have a little background, and I'm going to take this piece of designer series paper cut 2 by 3 3/4, and I'm just going to add a little isn't the back fabulous? It's like a faux wood grain. I'm just going to add a little glue. I'm going to glue this onto my cardstock, and I want to leave a little room because I'm going to put my sentiment below this. So I'm going to do that next before I put my ribbon on, just like this. Okay, and from the Teeny Tiny Wishes stamp set, and if you have not invested in this stamp set, it's all kinds of small, every holiday you can imagine, lots of different events, just tons of sentiments. In fact, 24 sentiments. It fits in the thing I love about it is that it fits in the word window stamp and the modern label stamp. So I'm just going to kind of line this up and stamp this along the bottom, hopefully kind of straight, like that. And I used my StazOn black ink. I'm going to add a piece of this pumpkin pie chevron ribbon, and I've cut this about 13 inches. I can always trim it down, and I'm just going to, I'm going to run a piece, some glue along the edge like this, and fold it in half, yes. So I have about half on one side, half on the front, and half on the back. Now this is pumpkin pie chevron ribbon. This is a black designer series button from the Neutrals collection, a piece of Whisper White Baker's twine that I've just threaded through 2 of the holes in the button, and I'm just going to now just knot and tie a bow right here and kind of dimple the ribbon. So that's what I'm going to do next. Okay, so I've got that tied. I'm going to just trim off the edges, trim them off as much as you want, play with your ribbon to get it to look just so. And I'm going to, I want this to go onto my card like this, and it's going to hang off just a little bit, but I don't want it to hang off too much. I'll just have to fold it over if I decide to put it in an envelope. And then I just fold this in half like this, and I just cut it from the fold to the tips, and I get this little fishtail, which I love. And you can separate the 2 little fishtails, or you can leave them together, however you like that. Now I want my Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm going to put a Stampin' Dimensional in each corner, and this is actually creating the background of my card because I have one little touch I want to add that I think is a really fun touch. So I'm just going to put this over here like this, and it's a little off to the side just like that. Now I've also stamped the witch in StazOn black ink on Whisper White paper. I punched it out with the 2.5 inch circle punch, and then I colored her in to match the designer series paper. I used the basic gray for her sleeve. I used the Sahara Sand for the broomstick and her stockings or legs. I used the Bermuda Bay for her face and her fingertips. I used the crushed curry for her broom, the straw on her broom, and I really think she turned out cute. I'm also going to put 3 Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this. Sorry about that. And then I'm going to pop her up here over to the side a little bit. There you go, just like that. And I feel like I might have gotten a couple extra monsters in there maybe, or an extra monster, or at least a monster head in there, but I didn't. So to fill in that space, I'm going to take some of my Neutrals candy dots, and I'll just put a few candy dots, 3 candy dots in that space, so it doesn't look so empty. And these are Sahara Sand. I'm picking them because that's one of the colors in the designer series paper, and also because I have several of those. So that completes my card using the Freaky Friends stamp set, the Teeny Tiny Wishes for my sentiment, and the Motley Monsters designer series paper. So that's a lot of fun. It's a pretty colorful Halloween card. Thanks very much for watching.